Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the NECA action figure of Weird Al Yankovic from Series 4 of The Simpsons 25 Greatest Guest Stars line. Here's a closer look at the back of the packaging, just so you can see the artwork there and read the spiel about Weird Al there in the episode. And now we'll unbox it. So here's the Weird Al figure out of the packaging, and I'm holding him because he can't stand. Like, it's not like my table's uneven. No matter what angle you put him at, he doesn't stand. That's because his feet are uneven. His shoe lifts off the ground considerably. One thing I do for stuff like this is take like a little piece of paper and fold it over and cut it out. Or take a little tiny thin piece of cardboard and jam it under the back of shoes of figures that are going to fall over. Today I'm going to try this. It's the little metal wire that held the figure in his packaging. And it's really slim enough to jam right under the back of his shoe, and now he doesn't fall over. Now that we got him standing, I'd like to just say that I think they did a great job with the sculpt of this figure. I mean, not only just his hair and his face, but the pose he's in so he can hold his accordion accessory. And I just think overall it's a really dynamic looking figure. If we go in for a closer look, you can see that they did a really solid paint job on painting his little Hawaiian shirt. I think the little flowers that are all over it look really good. I like the use of colors. The artwork of the flowers is really clean. I got nothing to complain about as far as like smeared paint lines or anything. The basic sculpt of his pants are good. I like that they captured his little slip-on shoes. I like the use of orange and white paint. None of it's bleeding over onto each other, but they did a good job with his shoes and creating the overall look, because Weird Al had a very, memorable style of clothing with his shoes and shirts and whatnot. But let's go take a closer look at his head. Man, they did a great job sculpting, his huge, curly, bushy head of hair that they tried to capture in Simpsons style on the show, and NECA's done a good job of capturing it in three-dimensional action figure form. Also, I like the mustache. They did a good job with that, because, there's a more modern era of Weird Al where he doesn't have the mustache, or he's got, flatter hair. But this was the more classic Al. If you could see right there underneath his bangs, he's got the eyebrows, and they're painted really well. And his eyes are clean. I mean, you could see them kind of through the lenses. They're not painted poorly. The dots aren't off-center or anything. The glasses are attached. It's a little loose on this one side, and they kind of tuck in the side of his hair, but this side's pretty tightly attached. Also, I just want to go over, he's got like 4 points of articulation. The waist, the 2 hinges at his shoulders, and his pivoting head. That's it. Now, he's also got his accordion, which looks really cool. They did a good job with it. I think the keys look good and are really well painted. The little buttons right on the top there. What I like about this accessory is I was concerned, like, maybe it needs like a plug to attach properly, and there is no plug, so I was worried maybe the figure would drop it. But it's actually does a pretty good job holding it on its own. His hand manages to pinch the keys, and they kind of hold in tight like that. And you just bring up the other arm, and there you go. It's holding them perfectly. I think that looks great. One of the things that irritates me about this figure, besides the fact that he can't stand, is the fact that his feet don't have little holes in the bottom of them. NECA now makes figure stands, officially licensed NECA figure stands, yet they make figures without holes at the bottom of their feet for those figure stands. Figures that I would actually want figure stands for. Despite that, look at this figure just standing there with his accordion. It looks awesome. I was a child in the 80s and part of the early 90s, and Weird Al was a big part of like my childhood entertainment. Between Al TV and UHF and all of his awesome music videos and albums, I'm a huge Weird Al fan. So the fact that this figure exists makes me happier than Stanley Spadowski when he got his mop back. I love this. Thanks for watching.